Revelation of the Daleks. Is that what it's called?
Children of the Revolution.
So many of these episodes called absolutely nonsense of the Daleks. Revelation of the Daleks. Not Revolution of the Daleks.
Yeah, not Revolution.
Not Resolution.
Not Resolution. They're running out of our names.
Yeah. There's also like Day of the Daleks, Day of the Doctor, Destiny of the Daleks, probably Destiny
Power
of the Doctor,
Name of the Doctor, Time of the Doctor,
Power of the Daleks.
There's a lot of Cybermen as well. Rise of the Cybermen,
Tomb of the Cybermen, Revenge of the Cybermen, Attack of the Cybermen. God damn.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Doctor Who needs to just get better at naming. I mean, at least they do what they say on the tin. But at the end of the day, they start to become redundant. Because what's the difference between Attack of the Cybermen and Revenge of the Cybermen?
Asylum of the Daleks.
God damn.
There's a lot.
Daleks
like in Manhattan.
In Manhattan?
That's a little different.
Yeah. Okay.
Daleks.
That's the ultimate one. Dalek.
Yeah.
Apologies last week, folks. I missed editing in the bloody intro, so it sounds a little bit tinny because I didn't edit in the bloody sound, even though I claim hand on my heart that I did edit it in. But
yet it wasn't there.
The edit, usually I'll cut out the version that we play in studio and replace it with the actual good sounding one, because our audio terrible. But
it's not that bad. You act like it's like nails on a chalkboard.
It's fucked up. It's pretty so support us on Ko-fi so we can get better audio. Just saying.
Yeah, there's several tumbleweeds.
Yeah.
On the old Ko-fi.
Yeah, zero. So, happy birthday for tomorrow, for 6 days ago, by the time this comes out.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Yeah, 25
years young or years old?
Yeah. Years young.
Young, you feeling young?
Today, sure. Tomorrow, we'll see.
Who knows?
We'll see how I feel tomorrow.
Okay.
I had a good positive day today. I had a positivity strike.
And we had a good party on the weekend.
Yeah, go on, get out your system.
What?
I cried during my birthday speech.
All day I've been like, do I bring it up that he cried during his birthday speech? He was like, Hayden.
Okay,
the podcast is the best podcast.
I got emotional because it's an emotional year, and even Dylan made fun of me for how much I mention it, and I do apologize. I try to keep that stuff off the show, but it has been, and then I got emotional, and I purposely waited for a lot of people to leave before I did it because I knew I'd get emotional, and I did. And I just thanked you for giving me a really great
blowjob time on the podcast.
I believe I said something like a really good just a creative event this year.
Yeah, well, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. You know what I'm saying?
Well, for me, it's been great. I can't speak for you, obviously.
Yeah, it's hard work coming in here, mate. You know, carrying the show as I do.
Yeah,
shoulders getting sore and.
Bloody Dan filmed it, and I said I was like, oh shit, like. I was like, oh no, don't film, because I knew I was going to cry, and I did. And I can't watch that
I just love Doctor Who so much. We got to play the new themes, which we're going to talk about very soon on the show.
We did.
We blasted those out, did boogie. Well, you boogied, and I filmed you boogieing.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't remember that.
Maybe I'll post that on the socials on your birthday.
Oh, hot dog.
Hot diggity dog. Also on today's show, so we're going to talk about those scores. Then we're also going to talk a little bit, I'm going to go over it pretty quick, but this whole Unearthly Child, what's going on there? Bloody heckin' Steph, my guy.
Damn it, Steph.
Why you got to be out here ruining everyone's parade? Steph.
Is Steph a unisex name?
I suppose so. The abbreviation of it, I suppose, is...
Because that's like Stephanie.
Yeah.
But it must be a male.
Stefan.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
very posh.
We're going to get into that because it's just a little bit silly and it just sounds like it'll be a funny thing to talk about. Am I right?
It does sound like a funny thing to talk about.
You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at 50Doctor, on TikTok at 50Doctor Who.
Dr. Rooney.
And subscribe. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers, and we'd love you to be a part of that, wouldn't you?
Liz.
I was asking you if you wanted to be a part of it, Connor, but...
I'm subscribed.
Yay!
50% podcast. I'm a proud subscriber on my alt account, which you guys should never go and look at, called Nerd Life Reviews.
I am an ashamed subscriber.
Wow, you're really selling it.
Because I like my own videos. I'm like, what are you doing, Aiden? What are you doing?
You got to. I like my own videos on my old account, like the podcast videos, for sure. Sometimes I go on my dad's account, and if I see, like, sometimes we'll leave YouTube open, because he likes to look at, like, curry videos and stuff, and I'm like, and he's subscribed, and I'm like, hit like on that. Helps the algorithm.
The best part about your party was when we were putting on all that Doctor Who themes. It's like, and then your dad was like, "Oh, boys, I'm gonna put on this cool song, okay? I'm gonna put on this cool song." And I'm thinking like, "Oh, you're gonna put on like Bohemian Rhapsody?" You know, he's what, in his 50s or something. Your dad?
60s.
60. Gee whiz, he's doing well.
62, 63.
I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna be like Queen, Beatles, David Bowie, something like that."
Jimi Hendrix.
Next thing you know, it's bloody Selena Gomez and some other bloke.
Yeah, it's like this bop he loves. Yeah, he loves like Post Malone and all that kind of shit.
Yeah,
he's a bit. I
was blindsided by that.
Yeah, I was like asking questions like, "Dad, what do you think of Shitty Gut Resident Doctor?" Just knowing he'd say some like funny shit. And then like I think he started to get your camera out. I was like, "No, please do not." No, he was cool. He was like, "I think he'll be good. I just need to see him first."
Be good.
I'm like, "Okay, that's a fair enough response."
You know how if I had a nickel for every time he said, "The best Doctor is what's his name? Is David Tennant."
Yeah,
David Tennant.
He sounds
and
like
he always forgets his name as well, like he's some obscure doctor.
He's that good that you forgot his name. So I think it's from Victoria, London, but yeah, no, that is his favourite, and that will never change. So
speaking of changing, though, we got some changing music. Well, a bit more of the same with Murray Goldbach, you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
But we got to hear a wonderful Doctor Who at 60 concert that was recorded, I think it was close to a month ago by now. And that's, it's been like a celebration, 2 hours worth of Doctor Who music recorded live by the BBC National Orchestra of Wales. With guests, you got Murray there, Sagana Canola, Stephen Moffat, Chris Chibnall, Russell T Davis, even Emily Cook was up and about. Sylvester and Sophie were there, but just in the crowds, I think.
I think they just did a bit of a wave.
Hi, I'm Sylvester.
Hi, I'm Sophie. That's exactly what happened.
That's it, reenactment there.
I mean, official reenactment. Listen to it on BBC Sound, so there was no footage.
So this sound thing, also this concert, also had 3 new pieces of music, which we'll get into. But I also want to just throw out there, and we're saying, listen to the whole bloody concert, because it's fantastic.
So it really was.
You get like variations of things. It always sounds better when it's performed live. Like it just does. Because I feel like, La La Land, they describe jazz about like, it's a competition. All the instruments are competing with each other with different like rhythms and riffs and stuff like that. I feel jazz? I like jazz. I listen to Dark Academia jazz when I read. I feel like live, like concert music like this, it's like every now and then you got a trumpet that goes a little bit too loud. Every now and then the guitar's going louder than usual. Like Doomsday.
Sound mixing.
Fire. That's what I'm saying though. Like the live sound mix. It ain't as perfect. Sometimes you got instruments competing and it's like, I love that. I love being able to hear instruments that you don't necessarily hear when you listen to the proper recorded, released versions.
I'll say as well, she must be like, I'm sure she's like a big host in the UK, but the host was really cool as well.
Jo Wheatley?
Yeah, she was really good. She was like, she wasn't annoying and,
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she hosted the notorious Doctor Who 50th anniversary after party.
No, I think that was Zoe Ball.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was Zoe Ball.
God damn, I'm gonna fact check this.
That's nearly 10 years old.
That is
notorious. One Direction lag from... What was it? London to LA, and it was just like, notorious lag. That was the best thing ever.
It's so good.
I rewatch that every like couple of months just to have a good laugh.
It's seriously.
I think it was Zoe Ball. Am I correct?
I'm finding out for you in a second.
Definitely look at it. Look up Doctor Who 50th anniversary One Direction. It's like
Zoe Ball. Yes. But yeah, very, very funny. Very, very, very. It's one of the funniest things I say I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's brilliant. It's like it was live, wasn't it? Though.
That's why it was so fucked. And I love seeing all the actors and like Moffat's reactions where they're just like, "This is the worst."
That's one of those things where you just like you're like getting melted in your seat and you're like, "I can't leave.
Yeah,
I have to just."
I'm on camera now.
If I was a producer behind the scenes, I'd just be like, because like it's going so wrong and they don't cut. Just keep going.
You just need the producer to be like, "All right, cut it. We'll come back. Stall for 2 minutes."
No, it's like we'll just keep playing it, and like the the audio from LA from like Harry Styles is like it's like looping and looping and looping and
It's so funny.
My favorite doctor, my favorite, and then it's the funniest thing you've ever seen.
And then stuff from like a minute ago starts to re-loop back in as well, and just more stuff gets added to this it's the funniest thing ever. Check it out if you haven't. It's hilarious.
One Direction was still together 10 years ago. I feel like they've been broken up for years.
Times change fast, you know what I'm saying?
They do.
All right, so we've got 3 pieces of music in here.
Energy.
No, it's not called Energy.
It is called Energy.
No, they didn't say that.
15.
15's theme.
I don't like that because like
Well, they'll probably
13 was called 13.
Well, why can't 15 be called 15 then?
Should be called Energy. That's what people were saying it was called on Twitter.
That's what someone said they thought
out.
they'd heard them say, but they said thought, and then everyone was like, "Oh, I don't know about that one." And then listening to the concert, they didn't say Energy, did they?
What did they say?
I think they just said the 15th Doctor's theme. It'll probably have a name.
Yeah,
but
Energy.
We got the 15th Doctor's theme.
Yeah.
We've got Life of Sunday, which is Ruby
Yeah.
Sunday's theme, and
Yeah.
we have the new Doctor Who title theme. Let's go through them one by one. Start with Energy, as we like to call it, the 15th Doctor's theme.
When I first heard it, I was underwhelmed. Mm-hmm. Now I do really like it, and it's been stuck in my head. I know you've like
Can I say
over it like a million times.
it's not even out yet, and I've over-listened to it. I can't listen to it anymore. Listen to it too much.
Right,
I fucked it up.
That's good in a way.
I've fucked up Series 14 for myself now.
Well, we were saying on Saturday it would be cool if they did like a Spotify release.
I
But
should do that.
I doubt it, but that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Just all the free tracks. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, well, they should just release the entire concert on Spotify, I think. Like,
Yeah,
track
you
by
said
track.
that as well.
Would be
Yeah,
cool.
that would be really cool. But they're probably trying to keep it like a BBC Sound exclusive. So
These dogs, mate. These
download
dogs.
the app.
I love it. Now that I didn't pick up on the Western vibes until you mentioned it to me, which now I can. It's all you can hear, right? But it's also got this like jazzy sax vibe in there at times, which is great. I love just that main riff that keeps going over and over again. That's what Murray does so well. He just does like 5 chords, and then we'll just play it and make it more and more epic every time he plays it. It's excellent.
No, it's really good. I'm really keen to see it in action, and I think I'll like it a lot more when we first hear it. We'll probably hear it for the first time in the 60th.
Yeah, probably.
I assume.
Yeah.
So that'll be very exciting.
Life of Sunday, Ruby Sunday's theme.
That is the official name. Definitely my least favorite. I wouldn't say I don't like it. I wouldn't say I really like it. This out of all the themes, I'm like, I definitely just want to see it in the actual scene. I think it will fit the scene very well. I don't know. I think it was just like maybe a little bit too slow for me.
It was just like a little. It felt just really sad, and I can picture it being like a sad montage or something like that, like setting up Ruby's story. Because let's not go into rumors or anything like that. But there's a bit of backstory with Ruby that's sort of been rumored
backstory. Yeah,
and I think like if we see that visualized in like a montage at the start of the Christmas special, I feel like that'll be a beautiful piece of music that comes into it.
Yeah,
and I think it will look great her playing it on piano as like a sad little song. But I hope we maybe throughout the series get a variation of it, and we start to get like a more energetic, a more happier version of the theme, like similar chord progression, but maybe that'll be a great way to convey her character growth and do it through score and have it change throughout the series.
I think just particularly they did play Rose, Martha, Donna, and Amy's theme.
Yeah,
they did all the themes in like a like in a mix, and it like all those themes are so iconic and like memorable.
Yeah,
and you just think about scenes and you think about the character when you hear it. As for this piece, I'm not sure if it will be as memorable, but I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. Again, we're just hearing it, we're not seeing it on screen. It could be this montage that
could be the best thing ever.
It could be the best thing ever, and it could actually fit the scene to like an absolute T. And I trust in Murray more than myself.
Yeah.
So, I think he knows what he's doing for sure.
He's the GOAT, man. Murray GOAT.
He is the Murray GOAT.
Speaking of goats,
I thought you were going to say the Doctor Who theme.
I was going to say that, and
which
then
is 60 years old. This slaps. That I absolutely loved. I loved it.
It's excellent,
so
isn't
much.
it? The mix,
I fucking loved it.
You even got the TV movie piano in there.
Yeah.
I love all the extra like bum bum bum.
Yeah, the bum bum.
After that first, I don't even know what to call it. Like the first little verse before the main theme comes in.
First. We'll call it a verse, even though I don't think it is.
That's not what you call it, but the first arrangement.
The first arrangement, I think it's like it's different, and I like that. And then it goes to the classic.
And then it goes
theme.
bum 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 boom. I love that little bum bum.
Yeah,
bum.
I
and
love
it looks so cool in the orchestra thing with like
Dun, dun.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I love it. It's interesting though, because like I was also saying the other night to you that I think we heard Murray say that he'll be doing maybe the occasional different theme.
Yeah, he sort of said in Doctor Who magazine
knows?
yonks ago, he said, who says we can't have a new theme every episode? Which I think maybe that hints that, you know, they could shake it up from time to time. I still think it's worth having a consistent theme.
Yes, I agree.
But yeah, curious as to maybe they'll do a different theme per episode in the 60th. Like maybe there's one that's a little bit more 60s orientated than one
Well,
that's
that's what I
maybe
was
a
going to
little
ask
bit
you.
more 80s.
Do you think it will be the theme 60th then, or do you think it will be maybe like you just said? I guess you
I don't
answered
know.
my question
Yeah.
after I just asked you.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It maybe is good branding wise to start this new era off and have a consistent theme the whole way through, but also, you know, I wouldn't be against maybe the Star Beast, maybe they chuck on David's, you know, the RTD era theme, and then if, I don't know, maybe Susan's in Wild Blue Yonder, maybe they chuck on like the season 1, the very first OG theme, and then when you have the giggle looking forward, maybe that's when they introduce the new theme.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Different titles as well, maybe. You never know. Yeah, the
Yeah.
60th could be quite experimental. And then, but yeah, I agree. I would prefer maybe a consistent theme throughout season 14.
Yep.
But maybe with the occasional like change up. We know it's a music episode. Maybe that one could be like a bit more jazzy.
Yeah.
Too jazzy.
You like jazz?
You like jazz? You know, it could be something like that.
Overall, I'm so happy Murray's back. Like I so am.
Oh, look who's changed his tune.
I know, but he's so good.
I
isn't
was
it?
always so excited.
I
about
know.
it.
Like,
yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like, I want a new composer for Series 14, but hearing what Murray's doing, it's like, fuck, he's good.
He
Like,
is.
just let him keep doing it forever and
I
ever.
thought it was
and
really
ever.
sweet. He said, and this is something I would say to him if I met him. Someone met him before the concert, and they said to him, "I grew up with your music." And Murray was like, and I thought to myself, that can't be right. It was only 19 years ago. And I'm like, yeah, bro, like we grew up with your shit. Like, it's just sweet. Like, yeah, it's so nice to have them back, and to hear from Murray and like Stephen and Sagan.
Yeah, it's great.
Sorry, I think I'm saying Sagan wrong. I believe it's
So Gunnar Canola.
Yeah. Anyway, the host said it differently. I think he's mentioned that before. My apologies, but either way. And like Russell and stuff. You know, it was lovely to hear from all of them.
It was lovely to hear a little Sagan medley as well.
That was. Do you know what do you know that Thanos meme from Endgame where it's like, perhaps I treated you too harshly?
Yeah.
I was going to tweet out me listening to the Sagan mix in the BBC Sounds thing,
Yep.
and be like, perhaps I treated you too harshly, because I thought it was actually really good.
I think it is great. The one thing that it did make me realize, though, is that Murray makes really good like pieces that run for like 3 or 4 minutes. They've got different like bits throughout them, and you'll have a big energetic piece, and then you'll have like a sad piece and things like that. Whereas with Sagan's music, he makes really great little like motifs and really great little 5-6 chord progressions, and then it will sort of go back down to like ding, dong, ding, and then you'll get like this really cool like 10-second bit, and it's like so awesome to listen to, and then it sort of goes back to the slower paced stuff, which is great, and I'm on board with it, but it doesn't make for the best listening when you're just listening to the score. Works in the show, but I don't think it's like the best thing in the world to listen to in the score. You know, he had 10 minutes of an arrangement and it covered most of his themes, whereas Murray, of course Murray did 10 seasons worth, but
Well, they played a bit of the old era stuff as well. I think they had the two blokes from that as well, didn't they?
yeah, that was great.
That was
oh
really
my
cool.
god, when they were like, am I going to play something from the Sea Devils? I was like, please, no.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, I thought about you. Yeah.
And then it was like,
I liked how they played the Spyful theme. The dun,
Yeah.
dun, yeah, that was really cool. It sounded great. Like, I know it's very inspired by a classic theme, but like I thought it sounded really good.
Barry something.
Barry Berkman.
God, it
from the
annoys
hit
me
show
that I've-
Barry, which Aiden just loves so much. Yeah, I thought it was really good. I listened to
John
it.
Barry, that's who I'm thinking of.
John Barrowman, everyone. Your favourite
Not
person.
Barrowman, Barry.
Everyone's favourite. Yeah, I listened to it at work. I highly suggest it. It's free on the BBC Sounds app. We live in Australia and we could listen to it. So what is your excuse?
I've heard a lot of Australians can't.
Ooh,
Strange.
Do you think we got
We got lucky.
we got the pass.
The 50% pass.
The 50%
they listened to
pass.
us. They gave it to us.
Yeah, we get media passes at Supernova once, and now suddenly we're getting the BBC sounds. I didn't know that. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. No, it's really good though.
Anyways.
One last thing.
Yes.
Shut up. Shut up. Are you able to watch it with the footage, or is that going to be like a Blu-ray exclusive?
No answer.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have an answer.
Clearly does his research on this
No,
show.
well, they've not said. That's what I'm saying, okay?
It will be on the Blu-ray.
I hope so.
It will be on the Blu-ray.
So,
Yep.
everything's getting on BritBox, all right? All the Doctor Who except K9 Company getting on BritBox.
iPlayer.
Sorry, that's what I mean. God damn, let me try that again. All of Doctor Who except K9 Company is going on to BBC iPlayer. Or so we thought.
So we thought.
Bum, 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 bum.
Boom.
Unearthly Child, which, you know, is kind of an important story in Doctor Who. Would you say it's important?
Are you insane? What do you mean kind of important? It's the first ever episode.
That's sarcasm. That's what we're doing there.
I'm
teasing you.
Got me, you
I'm
little fucker.
teasing you.
Look at you.
Unearthly Child, first story ever.
We reviewed it a couple of weeks ago.
Certainly did.
Now
I
it's
watched it
impossible.
via the DVD. You watched it via Daily Motion. Apparently that's the only
Way to call me out.
Apparently that's the only way you're going to be able to watch it from now on.
Well, unless you buy the £500 version of it on eBay.
So yeah, that's being sold by the guy.
Oh, of course it is.
It's being sold by Steph.
Yo!
Steph's dad. This has been like a
No
bit of
way!
a bit of drama, but also a bit of a meme in the community. Is that Steph's dad actually wrote the Unearthly Child?
Which I thought was really well written.
And yeah, we all think it's well written, and that's why we should all have it back in the archive, Steph, please. But Steph, yeah, he's shoved his finger up his bum, and he's not giving us Unearthly Child. There's only Doctor Who can lose the rights to their own show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know
these
how
guys
this happened.
burnt episodes. These guys like did nonsensical stuff to their show back in the day. Only Doctor Who could lose the rights to its very first story. You know what I'm saying?
saying to you though, like the BBC own Doctor Who. How can they possibly not own the rights to?
Well, okay, this is the other thing. We've heard from Steph. We've heard from bloody heckin' Steph, mate. And Steph is the only place we've heard it from. But we did hear some German distributors were at like a con or something, and they said, yeah, we tried to do a republish of Unearthly Child the other day, well, a couple of years ago, but the BBC just quickly said, no, you actually can't at the moment.
The other day, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that happens all the time. You know, I'm getting old, you know?
Yeah, okay. Well,
So that
sad, man.
adds a little bit of merit to behind this whole idea. But come on, Steph, this is a plead. We want it back, please. Don't you want your dad's work to be seen? Don't you want it to be loved? Don't you want the work of many deceased people involved in the production to live on? A legacy?
Well, clearly not, because he's not doing it.
Yeah, fuck. Come on,
It's interesting
Steph.
though, isn't it? Like, there are a lot of people like that. And I even saw everyone's favourite person, Ian Levine, talking about the other day about he knows someone who owns a copy of some story. I can't remember one. But like, yeah, it's like they own it and like, I'll never sell it. I'd rather burn it than sell it. It's just an interesting thing, isn't it? Like,
These damn humans.
it's just interesting. I know when I had Josh over at Percy on the show, you know, I just love to like ask them so many questions about like why these people do this stuff, and it's
Why
like,
are they the way that they are, you know?
I just think it's like to have that control and power
Of the Daleks.
is quite literally it's like, you know, it's like to have that power. I think it's just like it's kind of like I don't know, it's what gives them pleasure, I suppose.
They like seeing us cry.
It would
know?
be weird to see it launch on iPlayer and it not have Unearthly
Episode
Child.
1, the Daleks.
So it won't have Cave of Skulls or
Start with the Daleks,
the
mate.
Forest of Terror or the Fireman, or what the fuck it's called. Wow, it
that-
won't have any of them.
Sucks. And I think it also explains why the press release for this iPlayer Stitch Up they were like 800 hours of BBC programming or of Doctor Who programming. They
Now
didn't
it's
specifically.
$7.99.
Well, no, I mean they didn't specifically say every single episode of Doctor Who ever. They said 800 hours of programming.
It's funny because everyone would just assume
Yeah,
that Unearthly Child would be on there, but
it's nuts.
and
Only
the Cave
Doctor
of
Who
Skulls, the
can do this.
Fireman, and the Forest of Fear.
Who knows? Hopefully this Steph dude's just making shit up, and Doctor Who can get their lawyers in there and do their own thing and get it onto Disney Plus. I hope so. Enough about bad things in the world, Connor. Let's talk about good things in the world, like Revelation of the Daleks. Are you ready? Shall we get into it? Nothing more to say? You just... This is a podcast.
Non-verbal.
This is a podcast.
I'm non-verbal
Do you make
today.
words on this podcast?
I do. I spit mad shit.
Yeah.
Keen to hear it, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts on it.
I can't wait to hear your thoughts too, man. I've never seen this episode before, or
Oh,
episodes.
cool. I didn't know that. Okay.
No, never seen them before. It actually gave me an excuse to crack out the old season 22 Blu-ray, because
I did think about that, because I
last-
know you said that you were like struggling to get through it.
the last two stories on there I've not watched. So, and this was the last story on
It
there.
was the last story,
So,
yeah. I did check that.
means I've got some more use out of that coaster. Revelation of the Daleks is the 6th and final serial of the 22nd season of the British science fiction television series Doctor Who. First broadcast in 2 weekly parts on the 23rd and 30th of March 1985. This was the final series to be broadcast, final serial to be broadcast in 45-minute episodes. This format would return 20 years later when the series resumed in 2005. Revelation of the Daleks is the only time the Sixth Doctor encountered Daleks in a television story. Because Big Finish. The serial is set on the planet Necros. The galaxy is suffering from famine, but Davros is masquerading as the great healer and has commandeered a funeral home, the high-tech facility Tranquil Response, as a base from which he can convert humans into either food for the starving or into Daleks for his new secret army. However, his manufacturing ally Kara wants his business and has hired the assassins Okini and Bostock to kill him. There is a lot going on in this episode. Like part 2, I was like, how is this connected? What is going on?
That is a fun fact, though, that this is the last 2-part until Aliens in London World War 3. That's
That is
really
true.
cool. Wow. You're killing me here. Tell me what you thought.
I actually kind of really dug this.
Dude, it was so good.
It was so
This shit slapped. This was so fun.
It was so nice.
I loved it.
It was kind of
so
like
good.
like Halloween Apocalypse, where I was just like, this isn't the best thing in the world, but
Yeah.
it's energy.
Dude, it is
And-
energy.
and
It's the 15th Doctor's theme.
It is just a laugh.
Dude,
there
it's
is
so
so much
good.
camp stuff in there.
It's
Also,
so camp.
we have bloody Mr. Cooper. Did you recognize Mr. Cooper in this? From Voyage of the Damned? The old guy that walked out of the interview in Doctor Who magazine? Mr. Cooper was in this.
I knew I recognized someone.
I literally heard his voice and was like, that's Mr. Cooper.
I knew I
That's
recognized
Mr. fucking
someone, but I
Cooper.
thought it was just a load of shit.
God damn.
Okay, wow. Yeah, this is such a great episode.
So good. So good.
The second it began, I was like, this just slaps. Like, this is so fun. I didn't know Davros was in it.
I knew my boy Davo was in
I
this.
didn't know Davo was in it, and it was a great surprise. He's like a spinning head for like 90% of it.
That was nuts.
And it's not really explained why. He just comes
just
out the
his
corner
ro-
and he's like, as you can see, I am not dead. And he's in the classic Dalek.
Yeah,
half
because
Dalek,
they
you know.
killed the robot version of
robot
him.
version,
But don't
yeah.
worry, there's a backup.
He's
and it's
literally
the
a
actual
talking head.
Davros.
Yeah, dude, this is so much fun, and I didn't know it was like Perry, and I really like Perry. I love Colin, even though he's like so horrible. Literally, like the first line in the episode is about how he tells Perry that she eats too much, which is such a lovely thing to say to a woman.
What does he say when he's lifting her up over the wall as well?
He's like, "You're too, jeez, you're too heavy." It's horrible.
It's so fucked.
It's so mean. It really
It's
is.
like, no, Doc, she's just got a big coat on.
It's really mean, but.
Yeah.
I'd ask the iconic in the season 22, like when you open up the box set, you see him in the coat, the blue coat,
Yeah.
and it looks lovely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. It's like mutated monster comes out the leg and it's like blah, blah, blah.
Takes an apple.
Takes an out, takes Perry's apple.
And all
So
this,
good.
I know you wouldn't
So
have
good.
experienced this in like 140p on Daily Motion, but on the Blu-ray,
Yeah.
excellent. Everything outside in the store was shot on film, so it looked fantastic.
Oh, the snow was such a cool set piece. I love
Yeah,
that.
it was tasty. Yeah, Colin in his blue jacket looked tasty. Walking through the funeral stuff was just like an interesting concept, right?
I loved it.
I feel like sometimes Classic Who doesn't have as interesting concept as New Who. Like quite often it's just like, we're mining this planet and there's a monster on the loose.
Absolutely.
Whereas this actually felt like, it was like funeral thing, converting the dead into Daleks, like nut stuff, fucking bonkers. But
Yeah,
oh boy, was it fun.
You see like one of the like a daughter finds her dad. It's like, help me, and it's like all mutated. It's actually quite violent for a classic story.
Even though the action at the end was very violent.
Didn't you say like a while ago that Colin Zero was a bit more edgier, wasn't it? And Sylvester's was trying to be a little bit more edgier and stuff.
This season in particular is the one where people say went a little bit too far with the violence and stuff. So.
Yeah, because there's the blood in the Revenge of the Cybermen.
Yeah, the bleedy hands, Attack of the Cybermen. Yeah,
there's the blood and all that.
Yeah,
it's Davros gets his hand shot off, which is why he has a metal hand.
I assume so.
It has to be that.
Did he have a metal hand at the start of this or not? Or did he have a normal hand?
No.
Yeah, well, that explains it, yeah.
It is.
Russell's like, my favourite story, revelation of the Daleks, have to get continuity with that.
Even the stuff was like the Daleks, like, my vision is impaired, I cannot see. Yep. That's from Pawn of the Ways, which I noticed. Every episode I watched, Russell's taking a little bit of a little trinket from it.
I'd be curious to see whether or not Davros has a metal hand in remembrance of the Daleks, because I believe Davros is in that story.
Ah, crumbs. Okay, because you know what? I thought this was the last time he rocked up until we saw him.
No, I think there's remembrance of the Daleks.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. Because you know when they left in the ship, I thought because I rewatched Journey's End the other day with my mum. The doctor says that he tried to save him and he saw his ship like crash into the so-and-so. I don't know if you've seen it, but I assume that's how it ended. And then they all thought that Davo was dead and then he comes back.
No, they're, sorry, in Stolen Earth, when he says that stuff.
In Journey's End, he says... Yeah. No, sorry, it actually is in Stolen Earth. He says to Davros when they're talking through the TARDIS TV, he says, I tried to save you. I saw your ship crash into the... blah blah blah. I don't know.
But he's talking about the Time War there, though.
But he's talking about the Time. So Davo did fly in the Time War.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, all the Daleks are there.
Why is he not in the 50th?
Too busy.
Ha!
Too busy.
He's instead of being Gallifrey's second biggest city, Arcadia, he was in the first.
Arcadio.
Is that what it's called? The first one.
Yeah.
Arcadio.
Yep.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good, dude. My favorite character by far is this like disc jockey.
I was about to bring these guys up.
This is what I think. It's this character is literally I think like what we're like on the podcast. Like, well, hey guys, dude, it's so fucking funny. It's so good. Like that character was hilarious. He's wearing like an Elvis costume, and then like he's just like changing costumes and all that. Turns out he's just putting on an accent and like he loves America and stuff.
I thought it was Nick Briggs for a second as well.
I thought he was Nick Briggs.
I had to Google and be like, was Nick Briggs in this?
I thought it was Nick Briggs.
Wasn't Nick Briggs.
I thought that was just me. So did he do the Dalek stuff even then? Or?
No. The first time he voiced the Daleks was in a different TV show, actually.
Right.
That I think just had like a Dalek.
But he did Big
in
Finish before.
Maybe that was the first time he voiced the Daleks then. Yeah, in Big Finish.
Yeah, I thought it was Nick Briggs. Dude, this character is like, you gotta believe me. Like, you gotta watch this episode. Like, it's not great, but it's like, I wouldn't say it was boring.
It is funny as fuck.
I found it quite entertaining, and I watched the first part yesterday and the second part today.
Same.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's like 45 minutes, and like, it didn't feel... What's that, 100 minutes?
Yeah, because yeah.
So, it didn't feel like 100 minutes.
So good, yeah. 2 banging 45-minute episodes. It felt very New Who.
Yeah.
It felt very...
Yeah.
A comparison, I seriously, in that second part, the way that there was like crazy energy cutting between different sequences was really giving me Bad Wolf vibes.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you've got these like dungy dark corridors where all the real stuff's happening, where Davros is, where the main plot is unfolding. Meanwhile, Perry on this disc jockey and there's like pop rock music like blasting around in the background, which was giving me major like vibes to, them in Bad Wolf. They're like running through the corridors and stuff.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Jack, it keeps going to Jack with like this reality music in the background and these like
because
those robot guys.
Where we get like the Big Brother scene, and we get the the naked show thing.
Seriously, got all that energy from this episode, and I just saw
another Russell.
Russell was like, I like that one. Yep, thank you very much.
It's like super entertaining, and I just think that if you're trying to get into like classic Who, I generally recommend it.
Really?
It's like, yeah, it's so fun.
It's fun.
You can't deny
it's
it.
Fun. It's
like,
very
you can't
fun.
deny it. Like it's generally like super fun. I love it, and I really like Colin's Doctor. I mean, he's a dick, but I don't know
how much I
like
love him, but yeah. He's alright.
I love how much of a fucking prick he is, and I respect them for even like. I watched this Doctor and I'm like, damn, this was like a weird choice to like make him such like a twat. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't know if I can lift you with all your ego or some shit like that. It's like, he's just like a knobhead. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna eat humble pie right now. Okay, so
eat it.
I have made several claims on this show about how much I hate cliffhangers where the Doctor is about to die, and it's like, tune in next week to see if he lives or dies. The end of the first part, this statue of the Doctor's face literally falls on him, and I loved every second of it. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's great.
It was so good. And I appreciate when part 2 came on, I was like, oh, Perry's just going to shove him out the way. Nah, he gets crushed, and it's theatrical. It's like made out of like Scylla foam, and there's like fake blood and stuff. Super jazzy.
I love how he's there, like Colin comes up and then pushes the statue, like he like pushes himself out of the statue. Yeah. But it's so clearly just like a foam thing, and you can hear the foam literally just like flop onto the floor. It's like, very funny.
As you can see, I'm not dead.
Yeah.
So great. It really is just like super fun.
It is, yeah.
Really fun episode.
Probably, a little bit too much characters, too many characters. Some plots
100%.
Like the assassination of Davros plot felt very unconnected to the main Davros plot.
Yeah, it was just like two blokes. I was like, we need to do this.
Just sneaking in.
Why? Because we do.
Which is why it felt very Chibnall to me. A lot of plots that don't necessarily connect. A lot going on at once. Pacing that's just like gone through the roof. But it was bloody fun.
It was super fun. Mm-hmm. And to think that, like, what's interesting is, so I've watched the final of season 22, and I've watched the entirety of season 23. So like, I've kind of like bridged the gap. Like I'm slowly like, I feel like I'm adding like a piece of like a puzzle.
Yeah.
To this broad picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how I feel. Like obviously I'm like further into that than you, but I definitely have that same mentality where I'm like,
wouldn't say that. I think I'm a bit further in than you. That's sweet.
You're such a dickhead.
I generally would like to say that I think we might be old men by the time we get it done, but I'm happy to take on the challenge of watching all of Classic Who.
I'm so glad you said that, because like a month ago, I thought we were going to be done with Classic Who by the time we finished this little because you were having a hard time with some stories in there.
I think from 5 Doctors onwards, I even think 4th Doctor story. Oh no, sorry. I think look at me. I think 3rd Doctor onwards, I think I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think I struggle a lot with the
black and white 60s stuff. Well, there's a whole lot of it.
There's a whole lot of it, and I'm happy to get through it. But I think once we get to like Pertwee Zero, I think I'll be right as rain.
Yeah.
And I really would love to watch it all. Like, I think it's a flex and a half that Joshy can say that they've seen it all. Like, that to me is like a flex. And I how can I say I'm a Doctor Who fan when I haven't watched all of Doctor Who?
I love how much you keep changing this. You're like, how can I say I'm a Doctor Who fan if I haven't seen an episode of Classic Who? How can I say I'm a Doctor Who fan if I haven't seen a season of Classic Who? And as you slowly like get more and more into it, you're like changing your target. Or now it's like, how can I say I'm a Doctor Who fan if I've not seen all of classic Doctor Who?
It's true though. I'm one of those annoying people who like will eventually watch all Classic Who and look down on others who haven't. I'm that kind of person. So, like... I
know you are.
You're the fake fan who didn't know his Davros's hanging off and now he has a metal one. So.
I thought... But I didn't realise that he didn't have a metal one at the start of the episode, was my...
Nah, he did, because like all this like green goo comes out of it.
It was a bit gooey, wasn't it?
It was a bit gooey. But I think so. I've seen 2 serials from season 22.
I think you've seen 3, because you've seen Attack of the Cybermen, the 2 Doctors, now
I've seen a majority of it.
You've seen half of it. There's 6 serials, so you've only got 4 more Colin serials to go, baby.
I love Colin's Doctor, man. He's a vibe. I want to meet Colin. I feel like he'd be like the kind of bloke you want to get like a beer with.
Me.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so. Season 24 doesn't start with Colin at all. He didn't come back at all.
No, it starts with Sylvester McCoy in a wig.
That sucks. I wish we got to see him regenerate.
Yeah, but Colin said I'm not coming back, because they were going to give him 1 serial at the start of season 24 to be his like regeneration serial.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm not going to say no to a bunch of plays and stuff just to come back for a couple of weeks of filming. This is my livelihood. I'm being kicked off the show. fuck you guys. I'm gonna go make some money elsewhere.
Didn't that happen with William Hartnell though? Didn't he do like?
No, Will was ill. He was like, well, not ill, but he was struggling. He was getting a bit old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's actually interesting going through Hartnell's era because you can see him start to develop like struggling to say his lines properly. Like he'll get lines wrong and halfway through the line like change what he's saying, or well, it's very interesting to watch. History of Doctor Who's so fun. Like I love learning more about it.
There's that documentary coming out, isn't there? On like
Secrets and Scandals.
I'm keen. I want to hear some secrets and scandals.
I want some drama. Hot goss.
What was it? The couch that fell on someone in Rose. I think we finally get to hear the full story of the couch on fire.
I want to see behind the scenes footage, like a reenactment of
the
like
couch fell.
People in Autumn costumes walking, and then like a couch falling, and it's like slow mo of it falling. Like
Could you imagine Russell bringing out this show and then a fucking couch on fire falls on like an extra? You just be like, you're like,
fuck.
You're like, this is like terrible. Like this sucks.
Terrible of the Zygons. I don't know. That was a terrible joke.
Jeez,
let's move on. Yeah. But yeah, it's one of those serials that is so fun, but there's not a whole lot to say about it because it's just a lot of people running through corridors, shooting shit up. Oh my god, we have to talk about how your favorite DJ boy, he started shooting Daleks by using a music gun.
Yeah, it was sick.
It's nuts.
It was sick.
And felt very Chibnall to me, that kind of thing.
It was just like, what was it, like sound waves and shit?
Yeah.
It's like, I can block. Yeah, I love how like, now like you shoot at a Dalek and like they have the, remember the classic slow-mo shot of the...
Yeah.
They're just like, they're melting. Now they get blown, back in the day, they get blown up by sound waves.
It's sound waves, but you can see it.
Yeah, it's sick.
Like there's
It's sick.
actually like a laser that comes out, but it's sound waves.
Yeah, the Daleks sound awesome, their design's sick.
Oh yeah, I love that like, what are they called? I can't remember. They're the special Daleks.
Come with us.
What are they called? The gold yellow Daleks. I used to love these ones when I was a kid because I like frothed over Remembrance of the Daleks, even though I only watched it once and I don't even remember it at all.
That's Sylvester's,
I think, one Dalek story.
Wait, so that was in Remembrance of the Daleks?
I believe so.
Interesting. I'd love to do that one day.
Imperial Daleks, that's what they're doing. Yeah, I'd love to. I'm just sort of waiting for it to hopefully come out on Blu-ray. Because that's the one season they haven't done for Sylvie. For Big Sylv McGill.
I mean, Colin said he'd never come back, and he eventually did. So maybe Ecclestone will one day.
For God's sake, we didn't do the new Sting again.
And I hope the planet shits
it's on you.
There you
God
go. That's it in a way.
I've ruined it. I've ruined this bloody show, mate. Ruined it.
Aiden, you're off to see Paul
McCartney. Paul McCartney
on Saturday.
I'm off to Melbourne, flying plane.
I'm seeing Oliver Tree on Saturday.
Wow. So we're going to have like simultaneous... well, I'll be a few hours ahead.
And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say Aiden's favourite song when he plays Miss You.
Don't me. Oh, again.
When they play Day in the Life, which they won't, I assume.
Maybe.
If they do.
I'll say this one goes out to Connor.
They should. I don't know if they will.
I'm excited that they'll probably be playing Get Back, because I think this tour is called Got Back, so I assume he's going to play Get Back.
They should have say a night in the life of Paul McCartney, and then they play A Day in the Life, which is my favourite Beatles song.
A Day in the Life of Ruby Sunday, and then he starts playing A Life of Sunday.
This is a new one from my favourite composer
Murray Gold,
who's here tonight. Welcome.
He sat next to Aiden. Whoa! Shit!
Hello, Aiden.
And Murray's just doing this. I think Murray's just always moving his hands around. He's never sat still. He's always orchestrating, even though he's not the orchestrator boy. But
no Ben Foster. I think he's
gone, dead now. Of course,
he left the Foster home.
When Paul McCartney,
I don't think he's dead. I think
he's not dead. When Paul McCartney does Live and Let Die, I want to try recreate that video. Have you seen that Snapchat that someone took? And it's like, oh my god, Paul McCartney literally just blew up on stage.
Oh yeah,
and it's like Live and Let Die, and then it like all the fire comes up, and it like overexposes the camera footage, and it looks like Paul McCartney just blew up on stage.
Recreating a meme, perfect.
I'm gonna try recreate it. It's the only way I can be funny, man.
We both got concerts. So
concerts. I got a lovely trip to Melbourne. So we'll probably be a little bit outdated in news. I'm sure there'll be some news that come out.
Did we even say we're filming this on Monday?
Yeah, so this is a week early. So this comes out on Monday. We filmed this the Monday before.
So we're not filming for another.
Connor, you just had a shot here. Just keep yourself back.
I always do that.
Sneaking out.
I'm always just trying to get away from you.
Yeah, that's fair.
No filming for a week and a half, Aiden.
Thank the Christ.
Don't miss me too much.
Miss me again. I wanna miss you again. Also, what I will be missing is Nick Cage filming in Perth.
Oh my God,
Western
you remember
Australia.
this? I forgot about that. He landed, Nicolas Cage, of all people, landed in Perth today to go film a movie in Margaretha, which was literally where I was at like a month ago, sinking tins.
Tinny's mate with Nick Cage.
Nick wasn't there. He landed today. I felt sorry for the guy, man. He was just trying to walk out of Perth Airport, and these. I shouldn't make fun of news people because I know a few of them, but it was like, are you scared about getting attacked by a shark? And it's like, who asks these questions? Like, please. And I understand. She's probably been told I ask these questions. Like,
are you coming back for Superman 3? Whatever his Superman one was called.
Why not ask about the Flash cameo?
Yeah, are you going to be in Doctor Who 60th anniversary? That's
I've never heard of that.
Never heard of that.
What is Doctor Who?
Too big.
I've never heard of that before. It's exciting though. Yeah, literally, they're going to be filming this movie, which, let's be real, it's Nicolas Cage film was probably going to be dog shit.
But it's cool. It's a big movie happening in Perth.
He occasionally makes a really good movie. It's like Mandy and Pig and
Snakes on a Plane.
He's not snakes on a plane.
I don't know. I've actually never seen Snakes on a Plane.
I have seen Snakes on a Plane.
It's Samuel L. Jackson.
It is Sam Jackson.
Snakes on a Plane.
He was also in Spider-Verse.
He was in.
He played North Spider-Man.
God damn, he's not in Snakes on a Plane. That was just like a shot in the dark, but hell.
I think it's really cool.
I heard rumors about it a few months ago and was like, surely not.
This is so funny about you. I'm like, oh, did you hear it? You're like, I knew months ago.
Well, I hear through the grapevine. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
I've got people that know things.
Oh, did you try and like be like a runner on it or something?
No.
Mr. Cage, I got your skinny flat white. Hayden, I've already told you. I like
an almond latte.
Yeah. Come on, man. You're ruining my vibe.
Now with like, Cage, you want to come on the podcast, my boy?
I ain't got no time for Doctor Who.
But what we can do is we can sit you down. We can watch an episode together.
No.
Come on. What type of sci-fi do you like?
Superman.
We'll put on the Return of Dr. Mysterio. It'll be a hoot.
He'd probably like that.
He would.
I love that Nicolas Cage is filming in Perth. We always complain on the show that no one films in Perth. This is a message to Doctor Who to film in Perth. I'm sure Ncuti Gatwa would love it.
Yeah.
I saw this guy post on Twitter yesterday. He's met Ncuti Gatwa 6 times.
Nuts.
6 times.
Also, happy birthday, Ncuti Gatwa.
6. Oh, yeah.
Yesterday. Well, a week ago by the time this comes out.
Me and Ncuti had the same birthday-ish.
You're definitely 2 days apart, but that's okay.
If you ask me, the same legends were born in the same
3 months.
Is it 62 hours? 24.
2 days is 48 hours.
48.
72.
Is it within 2 days? There's
24, 48, 72.
So within the same 3 days?
Sure.
So we're 72.
I don't know the time that you or
I
Ncuti
have
Gatwa were
the
born.
same birthday as Eminem. So 2 goats were born on the 17th of October.
I'm sure many goats have been born on that date.
I came out with jazz hands, baby.
Oh, sheep. Oh, sheep. All right, Connor, give Revelation of the Daleks a rating out of 10, thanks.
It gets a fat 7, man. It's so good.
A fat 7?
Not as good as last week with the $5, because I think obviously a lot more care and effort went into that. But man, you can't deny this is just like a good popcorn flick.
It's a popcorn flick.
Even though it was a TV show.
I'm going to give it a big fat 7 as well. Huzzah.
Oh, cool. Huzzah.
Yeah.
Huzzah.
Hoes are loyal.
Huzzah.
These hoes are loyal. Yes.
Sure, I'll fist bump to that, my boy. Enjoy Melbourne.
I will enjoy.
How we say goodbye to each other? Like we're not going to see each other. Like you're not
never gonna miss you again.
One thing.
Enjoy Oliver Tree.
Thank you.
I keep burping and it tastes like salt and vinegar, and I don't know why. I'm having a Gordon's London Dry gin. It's lemon.
That's so gross.
I know.
You disgust me.
I disgust myself. Thanks. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at 50Doctor. There'll be a watch along Later this week on Thursday, I think this one will be
Blink.
for midnight. No, Blink will have just come out. So Blink's coming out
yeah.
this week. So
Sorry, timey-wimey.
midnight. A watch along for midnight, so you can sit down, have a beer or a gin or a scotch or a whiskey or
scotch.
liquor or something.
scotch?
A big fat cigar and watch Doctor Who with us.
Sounds good.
Yeah, man.
I'll do that.
Yeah, let's do it together. We already have.
Yeah, we've only got 2 more to film, so that's exciting.
And they're coming out every single week, which is absolutely awesome. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Give us a 5-star review or follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you bloody listen. Write us a silly review.
Tell your mum about us.
Tell your friends.
Someone record going up to their mum and saying, like, you have to show her face, but just be like, Mum, do you know the 50%.2 podcast? If you post that on Instagram or Twitter or anything, tag us in it.
That sounds like something Oz Chris would do.
Yeah, can Oz Chris do that?
I want Oz Chris's mum in particular.
If
please.
you do that, I'll do a backflip on the show.
You can blur her face and everything.
And you can distort her voice, but just be like, hey, do you know the 50%.2 podcast? But anyone can do it.
Watch him be like, my mum's dead. And then it's just really, really not nice. And now in particular, if she's dead after me saying that.
Dead now, of course. I hope not.
I hope, yeah.
That would be horrible. Can we pre-check before this comes out?
What? You want me to
be like, how's your mum these days? How's her health? Is she going to die within the next 7 days?
I haven't heard from Mama Chris lately.
Is she going to die within the next 7 days? Oh, God.
All right.
Awful.
Sing us out in song, Connor.
It's Aiden and Connor's podcast.
We're doing Doctor Who reviews. Doing Doctor Who reviews. Hey, happy birthday for tomorrow / 6 days ago, Connor.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers.
With peace and love to all, a good night.
L.
OL. Lovely.
Vinegar.
That's fucking. What is wrong with you, bro?